Statistical procedures dealing with summary counts. So what do I mean by summary counts? Let's say a researcher comes to you with the following information. 40 patients with low socioeconomic status have asthma. 100 patients with low socioeconomic status do not have asthma. 30 patients with high socioeconomic status have asthma, and 130 patients with high socioeconomic status don't have asthma. And then the researcher asks the question, is socioeconomic status associated with asthma? This is an example of summary data. We are not provided any information on the patient level. Proc-Freq can still be used to calculate such statistical tests as the chi-square or Fisher's exact test. We can do tests of agreement, we can calculate odds ratios and relative risk. And the reason we can do all this is because we can make use of the weight statement. So by using the weight statement with Proc-Freq, we can deal with data that's not in the form of person-level data. So here is an example. I'm creating a data set called asthma, and I'm reading in just 4 observations. And the 4 observations are actually our summary data. So the first variable I'm reading in is this variable called SES, which stands for socioeconomic status, and it's a character variable. And then I'm reading in a second variable, asthma, also a character variable. And then I'm reading in a variable called count. And so the first variable, SES, is actually assigning whether we're dealing with low socioeconomic status or high socioeconomic status. The second variable is the asthma variable, saying 1 equals yes or 2 equals no. And finally, the third variable, count, is going to be the actual cell count that's going to go in that 2x2 contingency table that we see in the box over here. So again, we're only reading in 4 observations, but with these 4 observations, we can create a contingency table that's summarizing data on 300 patients. So here is the SAS log from reading in this data, and we see that we've read in 4 observations and 3 variables. And the way that we are able to create a table that shows 300 observations is by using the weight statement. So the weight statement indicates the number of subjects for each combination of socioeconomic status and asthma. And once we are able to create this table of 300 subjects based on the 4 observations that we read in and using our weight statement, we can then go ahead and use the table statement with the /options to run statistics on this data. And we will be looking at examples of that when you view the SAS demonstration video summary counts.